Welcome back, dear learners, to another episode of Everyday English Flow, the podcast that helps you not only learn English, but fall in love with the process of learning it. I'm Emma, your host, and today we're diving into a topic that's often underestimated: the power of just 5 minutes a day. Can 5 minutes of English practice really change your life? Can it actually improve fluency, confidence, and memory? With me today is someone who's deeply passionate about language learning and habit psychology. Bill, an educator, author, and someone who's helped thousands of learners build real world English skills through small, consistent actions. Bill, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Emma. I'm really excited about today's topic because it challenges a very common myth that you need to spend hours every day to become fluent in English. And I'm here to say that's just not true.
Exactly. And I think a lot of learners quit or delay their practice because they feel overwhelmed. Let's start with the science, Bill. Why does just 5 minutes a day actually work?
That's a great starting point. So there's this concept in learning science called microlearning. It refers to small, focused learning activities, typically under 10 minutes, and it's backed by cognitive psychology. In 2015, a study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that microlearning makes retention 17% more effective compared to traditional long sessions. That's because shorter practices help prevent something called cognitive overload. When you try to cram too much, your brain actually stores less.
Wow. So instead of binge learning once a week, it's better to nibble a little every day?
Exactly. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't do it for an hour once a week. You do it daily, and it builds long-term hygiene. Learning a language is the same. Also, repetition plays a huge role. When you repeat small language tasks daily, your brain forms strong neural pathways. That's the process of myelination. The more you use a pathway, the faster the brain transmits information through it.
That's fascinating. And it makes so much sense for language learners. So let's talk about practical application now. Suppose I'm someone with a full time job, family, and no time for long study hours. What exactly can I do in just 5 minutes?
Absolutely. I always recommend something simple but active. Here are three options. Record yourself speaking for 5 minutes on a random topic: your day, your goals, even how you're feeling. This builds fluency and helps you become aware of pronunciation or hesitation points. Learn three new words and use them in your own sentences, then say them aloud. Summarize a 1 minute English podcast or video in your own words. Again, recording yourself. What's important is active use, not just passive watching. The brain learns more when you create language, not just consume it.
I love that. Create language, not just consume it. And when learners listen back to their recordings, they begin to hear their own progress too, right?
Exactly. In fact, one of the most powerful feedback tools is your own voice. You don't need a teacher all the time. When you record yourself and play it back, you naturally begin to self-correct. And over a few weeks, Oman, you'll notice your speech becomes smoother, your grammar tighter, and your vocabulary broader.
There's also a psychological benefit, right? I read a study from Harvard Business Review about how small daily progress triggers the progress principle, making people feel more motivated and focused.
Yes, that's the Teresa Amabili study, which showed that even tiny wins create emotional momentum. When you finish a 5 minute practice session, your brain registers that as a win. It releases dopamine, the reward chemical, which makes you want to return to the activity tomorrow. That's why daily short bursts are so powerful. They create a loop: action, reward, repeat, habit, transformation.
I've seen this with my students too. The ones who committed to just 5 minutes a day, they grew more confident, more fluent, and eventually they wanted to practice longer because it stopped feeling like a chore.
Exactly. And I'll say this too: if you only do 5 minutes a day, you'll still get far. But the beauty is, once you start, you often want to go longer. So 5 minutes becomes 10, then 15. And it grows naturally, without pressure.
Bill, this is gold. Let's leave our learners with a simple challenge.
Absolutely. Here's what I suggest. Starting today, take any 5-minute block, morning, lunch, or night. Record yourself speaking for 5 minutes. Don't overthink. Just talk. Do this every day for the next 7 days. After 1 week, listen to day 1 and day 7. You'll be amazed.
Beautiful. And for those of you listening, I want you to comment below or message us. What did you speak about today in your 5-minute practice? Share your topic, your feelings, or even your audio if you're brave.
And remember, fluency doesn't require hours. It requires consistency. 5 minutes a day is not a small thing. It's a seed. You just have to water it.
Thank you so much, Bill. This was eye-opening. And to our learners, don't wait for the perfect time. Start with 5 minutes. Start today. You are more capable than you think. And now, as we do in every episode, it's time to break down some of the key words and phrases we used today. To help us understand them better, I'd like to invite our vocabulary expert, the wonderful Emily. Hi, Emily. Would you mind walking us through some of today's important vocabulary?
Thank you so much, Emma. I'd love to. Let's go through the words and phrases one by one. These will help our listeners not only understand today's conversation better, but also use these expressions confidently in their own English speaking practice. First, microlearning, meaning learning in short, focused sessions, usually under 10 minutes. Example: I don't have time for full classes, so I do microlearning on my phone every evening. Second, cognitive overload, meaning when the brain receives too much information at once and struggles to process or remember it. Example: after watching 4 hours of English lessons in one go, I felt cognitive overload and couldn't remember anything. 3. Neural pathways, meaning connections in the brain that form as we learn or repeat something. Stronger pathways help us remember or do things automatically. Example: by speaking English every day, you build neural pathways that improve fluency. Fourth, retention, meaning the ability to remember or keep information in your memory. Example: daily repetition helps improve vocabulary retention. 5. Myelination, meaning a biological process where the brain's connections become faster and stronger through practice and repetition. Example: practicing English speaking daily strengthens myelination and speeds up thinking in English. 6. Active use, meaning using a language by producing it, speaking, writing, rather than just listening or reading. Example: watching a video is passive learning, but recording a summary is active use. 7th, progress principle, meaning a theory that says even small progress boosts motivation and emotional well-being. Example: completing my 5-minute speaking task gave me energy. That's the progress principle in action. 8. Tiny wins, meaning small achievements that make you feel successful and encourage more action. Example: learning 3 new words today felt like a tiny win. 9. Emotional momentum, meaning a positive feeling that grows when you make progress, helping you continue your efforts. Example: after a week of consistent practice, I built emotional momentum to keep going. 10. Create language, not just consume it. Meaning to actively speak or write in English, not just listen or watch others use it. Example: instead of just watching English movies, try describing the plot in your own words. That's how you create language. 11. Self-correct. Meaning to notice and fix your own mistakes without help from a teacher or another person. Example: when I listened to my recording, I realized I was using the wrong tense. That helped me self-correct. 12. Habit loop. Meaning a cycle that explains how habits are formed. It includes a cue, trigger, a routine, action, and a reward. Example: recording myself after brushing my teeth created a habit loop. The routine stuck because it felt rewarding. Those were the 12 key phrases and words from today's episode. If you'd like to remember them better, try to use one or two of them in your own daily speaking or writing practice. Thank you again, Emma, for inviting me. I hope our listeners feel more confident using these terms now.
Thank you so much, Emily. That was wonderfully clear and helpful as always. And to our listeners, remember, understanding vocabulary is the first step, but using it in your 5-minute daily recordings is what brings it to life. Keep learning and keep growing.